I'm Alycia Darby. Thanks so much for coming to the Win a Pageant YouTube channel. This video that you're about to watch is a part of a bigger series that I did on controversial topics, and I would love for you to be able to check out all of the videos. So at the end of this video, I'll make sure that I link the others so that you can watch everything, so that you have a bigger picture of how you can apply this strategy in your next pageant. It makes it so difficult for you to say the onstage answer, especially when you are asked in front of an audience of strangers, in front of a row of people who are literally going to be writing a score down after you speak right now, who are going to be judging you. That is what you are doing. And now you're on stage with a spotlight. You have no idea what the question is. And oh, by the way, we're also timing you. You need to communicate your entire thought in 30 seconds or less. That's a lot of pressure. And these three cultural things are putting pressure not only on you, but on everybody in our world today. And you, as a leader, are responsible to understand why this is happening, not just to you, but to everybody. We have to know why. And you need to know your personal convictions enough that the cancel culture won't bother you. Go ahead and cancel me. Who gives a rip? You won't even care because you're like, I'm on a mission that's bigger than this cancel thing. You know, I'm going to attract the people that I know I need to attract. Okay. Cancel culture needs to be, you don't care. Okay. It doesn't even matter. You need to understand that mass messaging might not really be the popular opinion. Sometimes we think because it's the mass message that we think our opinion is not popular if it goes against what the mass message is. So we think, gosh, mine's an unpopular opinion. And if it has nothing to do with bubblegum ice cream, now you're like, oh, like I could talk about bubblegum ice cream because that's cute. However, if my opinion goes against mass messaging that all these people are thinking, now all of a sudden it makes it really, really difficult to say so, right? And then the third and final piece is that the rhetoric is so confusing. It's extremely confusing. I believe that this is all an intentional tactic to divide. A house divided cannot stand. And I believe that all of this is works of the enemy. We do not fight against the people, but against powers and principalities in the spirit realm. And I believe that's where this is coming from. So I want to share with you now my personal opinions on a few of these topics because I want to model for you ways that you can communicate this that, yes, is going to require some boldness. Whether you agree with my opinion or not, I want to just model what it might look like for you to believe in something so strongly. And listen, you're not going to have an opinion on every single one of these topics. Some of these topics you maybe have never even encountered. So you're not going to have like a super strong opinion. And you might say even the wrong thing. And then a year and a half later be like, wow, I can't believe that's what I thought way back then. Like, I'm a new person now. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to even change your mind today from an opinion that you had 2 years ago, or a decision that you made 2 years ago, or actions, or even a video that you created a few years ago that you thought was so true back then, but now you're a different person. This has happened for me. I used to think so many things that when I look back at my former self, I am like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? How was I leading people like that? And thank God I now have God to be able to give me some guidance and direction. Okay, so I'm going to transition here a bit. I want to share with you now the personal opinions that I hold in some of these topics because I want you to have a reaction and I want you to experience the three things that we shared, okay? So I am not saying you need to hold these beliefs to be your own. What I want you to see is how it feels to have somebody else say with love and with, I'm going to attempt to do these with grace, and I'm going to attempt to do it with a posture that is not intended to offend. So often we see, especially on social media, because social media is each individual's person's opportunity to send their own mass messaging. And so when we follow social media accounts, we tend to hear messages like loud and clear and almost even sort of aggressive, that it feels like gosh, how could I even be friends with that person if they think like that, right? But we are called to be leaders, and that's what you are. And I believe that God has given you this opportunity, and that he is going to position you for such a time as this to use your voice, to use your specific experiences, the things that you've walked through, in order for you to be able to stand up for the thing that you believe. And you don't have to do it with your fist in the air, and you don't have to do it with a scowl on your face, and you don't have to do it with a finger in their face. You don't have to do any of that. You can easily just say, look, here's what I believe, okay? So I'm going to go through my list here, and I'm going to share these things with you because I think that it could be beneficial. And this is what I would encourage you as you walk onto your on-stage answer. The thing that I want you to remind yourself as you're getting in the zone, because you know your heart is going to be beating. You're about to walk on stage. You don't know what they're going to ask. You don't know what these judges are even, you don't even know if they're going to ask a question purposefully with a little bit of a slant because they're wondering if you're going to stand up for your value. You have no idea. All you can do is be true to what you feel your belief system is. And so what I want to encourage you to do, take a deep breath. Before you walk on stage, remind yourself, I don't care about cancel culture. Even if they cancel me, the things I say are true to me now in this moment. I don't care if my opinion is unpopular. The things that I say are true to me now in this moment. And I am willing to use language that supports my belief system, effective propaganda, because of my call to leadership. Okay? That is what I want you to do. Because now, let's say you're positioned, you're ready to do this. But what if you haven't done the work to really know where you stand? How do you know where you stand on some of these topics? And what's your guiding light? What's your guiding principle? Inside of my program, The Academy, we talk a lot about branding, and we talk about it in terms of the belief system that you might have that's your guiding thing. Now, for me, I'm going to share this with you as your strategy as you're preparing for this, okay? That's what you say when you get onto the stage. But what you do in advance of that, you need to know what your guiding principles are. What guides your life? What is the thing that you really stand for? And do you really believe it? If it really happened to you, would you believe it? That's the real test, right? And you might not know until you're actually in the moment. You might not really know, do I really believe this or not? And when you're faced with the moment, you might change your mind because you didn't know then what you know now. That's okay. What you're sharing from is from the place that you're at right now. Thanks so much for watching. Remember that this video is a part of a bigger series, so check out these other videos that go along with it so that you've got the entire strategy. Thanks for watching.